Hey guys, today we are going to talk about compounding growth and how it's related to these little teeny tiny details that we all need to start paying attention to as business owners. So let's get started, okay? Think about this. You have elite athletes, right? When the receiver catches the ball, he makes sure his toes are in bounds. He doesn't just let himself go out of bounds. He'll stretch his toes as far as he can to make sure that he's in bounds, right? Another one, he makes sure when he gets tackled, he's falling forward. He can get another 2-3 yards, right? Just by falling forward as he is being tackled rather than allowing him to be pushed backwards. Those are the little things that the elite athletes, the ones who are making the big bucks, are doing all the time. They practice it over and over again. It works the same with your business, right? The same thing is true because it's the small improvements that lead to massive growth. That's interesting because I actually think that a lot of times we pass up on huge revenue opportunities because we think of it as a small thing. For example, raising your prices by 10% or creating some sort of a revenue stream that maybe is only $7 or $10 or $49. You might think, it's not really worth it. It's not that much money and it's just more work than it's worth. But over time, that $7 thing could be paying for your ads every single day, right? If it's $49, it could add 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K to your bottom line. In fact, I just did that with 2 of my clients. We created a different revenue stream that increased the lifetime value of their client and is going to give them an opportunity to make between 30 and 60K more per year without any extra complicated setup, no complicated tech. And it worked like a charm. It's already working for them. They're already making sales in that particular revenue stream. What is the thing? It's just a $49 item. That's it. But it's going to have the power to compound and create massive growth for their businesses. Okay, so those are the little things that start mattering to your business. It helps you rise above and become the sought after coach or service provider for your clients. So what is one area of your business that you think you could improve in a very small way that would create a big opportunity for additional revenue and profit? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. Now I want to go into compounding growth. So what is compounding growth? Compounding growth is the concept of if you save a penny and you double that penny every single day for 30 days, you'd end up with $5 million. It's true. The math is true. If you look at it, you're saving a penny, then 2 pennies, then 4 pennies, and 8 pennies. And after 30 days, you could have $5 million. So that's the same idea with compounding growth, right? Let's say you're making $100. You increase that by 10%, it's $110. You increase 110% by 10%, it's $121. Do you see what's happening? Each time the 10% is just a little bit more than it was the first time. And that's the idea of compounding growth, right? And so combining that with the concept of 1, get a client, keep a client, 2, increasing the lifetime value of your customer and understanding what it costs to acquire a customer. Those are the things that are going to really make the difference for you. What I do with my clients is I look at 12 different areas of focus. We go through each one methodically to make sure the foundational system is in place. Once they are, we don't stop there. We look at the data now and we start analyzing that data and we look at how we can make improvements each month so they can keep improving their results. So you don't just have something that's average. Most people who are starting out are not getting average results. They're getting below average results. If you're willing to accept that, then you're always going to have a below average revenue system, right? That's why you want to get to at least industry standard, if not exceeding industry standard. Because remember, industry standard is just an average, right? So think about your email marketing system. You can make somewhere between $36 and $40 for every dollar you invest in your list. If you were only getting $5, off of your list for every dollar you spent, you'd be thrilled, right? But what if you could really achieve $40? Many people are. And so that's why 40 is just the average. So how do you get there? By making small incremental improvements to your system, to your business process, to your emails, to your subject lines and the body of your copy. And that is what will make the difference for you and make that little bit of a change. So what if you only get $1 improvement? That's $1 improvement. Now you're at $5 or $6 for every dollar you spend. And then maybe you're at $6.50. And then maybe you're at 7, 8, 9. You just keep working on that and tweaking that. And you're not just looking at subject lines, you're also looking at pricing, what the offer is, tweaking that offer, making it a better offer so you can command more price wise for it. There's a whole gamut of things that you're doing when you're focused on one thing, which is converting your email subscribers into customers, right? It's not just one thing, right? So you're doing small incremental changes in a bunch of different areas, which is making huge impacts to your business. Okay. All right. So let's think about this, right? So think about your funnels. Think about what's working smoothly. Think about what you could be improving on and put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think you could improve on. And secondly, I'd love to know if you document your systems, because one of the things I have found most helpful is documenting my systems. When I don't have my system documented, I procrastinate on making improvements to it. Why? Because it's so much harder for me to go in and see what it's doing. I actually get myself confused, overwhelmed a little bit if I'm having to go into my funnel and look at my funnel and then go into my emails and look at the email and all of that and see how that's working. It makes me overwhelmed. Where if I have it all documented, and now, by the way, Google Docs has the best little system now. Instead of having to do like a big table of contents on your documents, you can do tabs. So you can have a tab for what your sales page looks like, a tab for what your emails look like, and a tab for your social media and all of that. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to manage that document and then see everything at your fingertips. So you can see exactly what's going on with that particular funnel. And then you can start making improvements based on the data that you collect each month when you are running these campaigns. And the reason why I say campaign is because so many entrepreneurs, business owners are haphazard with their marketing. They don't really have a plan. They don't really put a campaign together. While that can be effective, it can become very exhausting, and you're constantly chasing your tail because you're never really looking at how you can make improvements. You're more like starting from scratch every single time. And that's why we want to be more methodical about how we run our campaigns and how we're doing these things. And then what about a process that you do? Maybe you have a process for managing your work, let's say. Is your process efficient? Is it something that is natural to you, easy to use, or is it difficult? Or do you always fight with it? Are you having a problem? One of the things that I teach my clients right off the bat is to never set a due date for something. Why? Because due dates, then all you're doing is managing your due dates. So think about this. If you have a due date for something you're working on for today, right? And stuff goes crazy and you don't get to it. You've got to manage that due date. I didn't get that thing done. So you push the due date out. So now you're spending time managing that due date. Then you got to push other things out because you didn't get that thing done. And it's this whole shuffle thing. That's one of the reasons why I teach Scrum, because it really manages that very well. You have one due date, the end of your sprint, and you have a list of things that you're going to do. You do those, and it doesn't matter what order you do them in, unless they're dependent upon each other. If you have to have A done before you can do B, then of course you have to do it that way. But if not, you can do things in any order. It's just that you're setting that goal of having the end of the sprint be your due date. And so that's why I always say set a target date, use your estimates on how long you think things are going to take, and prioritization to ensure that you reach those target dates rather than a due date, which just puts stress on you. It's really about the management of it and how you react to missing deadlines. When you feel like you miss deadlines, it makes you mad at yourself, and it has a whole mindset thing on you than having a target date, right? Because it's actually adding more work because you're having to manage those due dates. Question for you: what's one small thing that you know you could improve today that would help you do better in your business, whether it's a process, a funnel, an automation, making an improvement, or even just sending an email out to your customers or subscribers? Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And then one last thing, I want to just reiterate one last time for you that making these small changes, doing the detail work and thinking about the details of your business is really what's going to make the difference and create that compounding growth for you. The way I work with my clients, we work on making a small change to something. Maybe it's a 3% change, a 5% change, 10%, 2%. It really just depends on what they're making and what we think based on the lifetime value of their client. One of the things that we do is we work on increasing the lifetime value of their client. If you are interested and you want to talk about your business, let's set up a call. You can use this link to set up a 15-minute call with me. So when we get together on this 15-minute call, I will show you my profit acceleration simulator and how we can focus in on these 12 areas that kind of keeps it simple for you, right? Because it's one little project, and we make it linear for you so it's not so overwhelming, yet it's all going to start working together. It's a matter of doing the right things in the right order to create compounding growth for your business so you can grow and scale without actually adding more budget, like no advertising budget, and not adding a lot more time that you have to spend on your business. The idea is to start decreasing that so that you can spend more time working on your business instead of working in your business. All right, I hope that helps. And let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you want to see my profit acceleration simulator and look at the possibilities of what could happen with your business, be sure to book a call. Thanks, and I will see you in the comments. Bye.